The first 3 quarters I was really good, and then started the 4th quarter and I was blowing. But no, I felt really good after the game. I felt better than I thought I would. There's been a lot of work put in the off season, solid 3 months of agility work and fitness, so I felt pretty fresh.
I read in the paper this week that Kevin Lish played the game on a needle. Are there any other players in the same boat? You know, are they getting banged around on the road?
I think we've been on the road so long now. The guys have been on the road so long. I think it just takes its toll. This week off really couldn't have come at a better time. So I think there's probably a few bodies around that are a bit sore.
Because let's look at the winning margins. First game 21, second game 24, third game 9. Is that a barometer of the team sort of flagging a bit?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not to discredit Melbourne at all, but we didn't play the way we normally play. Well, I think we only had 9 transition attempts, and we were successful with 8 of those attempts in the transition. That's far too low for us. We're a transition team, we're not a half-court team, so I think that certainly shows fatigue.
Robbo, tell us about your change, the body change. I mean, last year there was a lot of talk about you bulking up to 250 kilos and being a meat axe, but this year you've trimmed down a fair bit.
Yeah, I think I've trimmed down maybe a couple of kilos, and my skin folds are definitely down. But it was more of an agility thing. I'm quite happy playing it that way. My game's slowed down a lot since I was a lot younger anyway, so it was more of a fact of working on the agility and working on my cardio really to be able to play it that way.
The shooting, you probably haven't put up so many shots. Are you confident that you can at least be a force around the basket or around the perimeter still?
Yeah, look, I'm not a shooter anyway, but I've kind of got to change my mindset. I've been working with the coaches as far as working on things that I can do other than shooting if I'm open. It might not be a great shot to take just yet, so trying to work on other things to help the team is something I'll be working on. Definitely using my size for my height and getting inside.
Start of the season, would you have thought you would have been 3-zip after taking on New Zealand and being on the road for the first 3 games?
Yeah, realistically, probably not. Having said that, we were very happy. We could not have prepared better for this season, with the schedule that we've been given. And when you really reflect back on how the off-season's gone for us, it's no surprise that we're sitting where we are.
Do you already start preparing for Wollongong this far out from the game? And they've obviously started the season very well as well.
Probably not just yet. We certainly may talk about this is what they may do, this is what, in the next few days of practice, but we certainly won't be preparing, I don't think. Probably towards the end of the week we'll start to really think about it. This week's more about us and more about recovering, and next week's going to be a hard hit out, so we need to freshen our bodies up to prepare for Monday's practice pretty much.
Does it excite you though, the prospect of coming up against a team that started so well, undefeated and all that?
I guess so. I mean, again, at the moment we're not particularly thinking about other teams and what they're doing. We kind of just want to keep going the way we are. We kind of said we wanted to get 3 out of the first 5, and we've got the first 3, so we want to try and get the next 2, really.
Robbo, I know the bean counters are looking forward to going to the arena because they can get 6,500 bums on seats. What about the players? I mean, you're comfortable at the Jungle. What's the players feeling about going to the arena?
Yeah, well, I mean, playing in an arena like Hisense, it gives you that feel of it's just so big, and we actually haven't seen the arena yet, which we hopefully will pretty soon. But we're at 6,500 members at the moment with Project 10K, and it's something that's going to really be exciting. I think we're looking at it as a fact of, you look at how loud playing at Challenge was, how loud can the arena be? I mean, 6,500 members are guaranteed to be at the game. We're easily going to crack 10, by the end of the year. So we're pretty excited. It will be by far the toughest venue to play at in Australia. Yeah,
I mean, I read somewhere that the NBL were thinking of putting a decibel level on the crowd, particularly our crowd.
Good luck with doing that at Perth. They've got no chance. We were watching some tape back of last year's games, and sometimes you can't even hear the commentators because the Perth crowd's so loud. So we're just thinking 10,000 people guaranteed at the game is just going to be unbelievable.